Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And I know people are probably wondering, okay, such a major event just took place, a major incident, or a major event took place in Pakistan. How come I'm not talking about it? Because this is something I've been constantly yapping about, saying that this needs to happen properly on a big scale, and now it's actually finally happened. Well, yes, it has finally happened. I am extremely happy that yes, finally, I think the anger of the people and the anger of the PTI workers towards the, you know, so-called leadership, and I'm saying so-called or alleged leadership because everybody has a problem with this branded leadership of PTI. As you know, nobody gives a damn about anybody in the leadership of PTI. Everybody only and only believes in Imran Khan. Imran Khan is whole and soul PTI. No Imran Khan, no PTI. It's as simple as that. So people were beginning to get extremely angry towards this, leadership of PTI with the constant cancellations of the rallies and jalsas and all. Jalsas are basically rallies, by the way, but okay, if we like to consider them both as separately as two different things, then let's put them separately. But actually, yeah, rally is a jalsa and a jalsa is a rally. So they, finally got that jalsa done. It started the day before yesterday night. Yeah, that's when people started gathering in Islamabad. And obviously, first of all, when it was made very difficult for them to get the actual permission for the jalsa, and then they laid down all these conditions. The government thought they were being very smart by laying down all these conditions. Then the government actually started the same old rotten tactics. I mean, seriously, how stupid. And talk about old dogs and new tricks. Seriously, they just went ahead with their old tactics, their old brand of shit, where they first tried to scare the people away, saying that we're going to arrest around 10,000 people, no less, within the night, and that didn't stop the people. Then they said that okay, we'll stop the riders, the bikia riders, the Uber riders, the taxi riders. We won't let them go to that point. Then they put, according to some people, almost 400 containers all around Islamabad just to shut down the city, and deliberately, obviously, hoping that while they shut down the city, but they left, a long, difficult path to the location for the rally open, thinking that okay, this will also piss people off. But actually, it pissed people off, yes, but the people were pissed off at the government, for closing their regular pathways when everybody knew that the jalsa was actually in one location. So why disturb the whole city when the rally was taking place in one specific location of the city? So the people actually got pissed off at the incompetence and at the pathetic efforts of the government. And contrary to what the government was hoping, that the people get pissed off at the protesters or the rallies, yeah, no, the people got pissed off at the government. Then they started, spreading their same old lies that they always spread, that oh, nobody's coming, there's nobody. But within the night, on the eve of the jalsa, there was a massive influx, a massive movement of people, all the way from Kashmir, all the way from Sindh, from Gilgit Baltistan, from Punjab, obviously, and then from KPK, obviously. So, I mean, the whole of Pakistan, people were just moving. And this is the first time since Imran Khan was removed and jailed. Since then, this is the first time that such a huge, massive jalsa, a huge, massive rally finally took place. This is the kind of rally that people always saw with the leadership of Imran Khan. This is the kind of rallies that Imran Khan has always brought together when he was, fighting for a political freedom and the rights of the people of Pakistan to have an unrigged election. I mean, these were the massive, huge jalsas that Imran Khan used to do at the historic jalsas. So again, making history that while Imran Khan is in jail, to have such a jalsa occur once again, to have people gather from all over the country at Islamabad, to have this huge, massive rally in which they basically demanded that Imran Khan should be out and the government should get lost. So, that is a huge success. That again shows that people are ready to move their asses. They're ready to now come out, they're ready to do something about it. And they're fighting for Imran Khan, which is again something that I've said again and again, that the people need to come out on their own to gain control, to gain full control over the country and over the country's future and politics. And that is the way they can save Imran Khan. That is the way they can get rid of these people. So I'm glad to see that the people really did get out. And in fact, it's the people and the PTI workers who forced the PTI leadership that they better get this rally done. Otherwise, chaos can ensue. So this time, it's the people who decided, basically. And it's the people who forced the leadership to decide to get this rally done. If they delayed this rally or if they postponed this rally as well, then literally there would have been this huge chaotic breakout where it could have been a mob like situation by the people. In fact, I think the people should have pushed it forward and gone and warned the government that if you kept with your antics, if you kept pestering, because while they were having their peaceful rally, the police broke the deal. Now, as you can see, it is the police, it's the government that broke their deal. PTI did not break any deals. They stuck to all the conditions. They did not break any of those clauses. But the government was the first to break the clause. The government started by making the police to shell the rally. Yes, the police was literally shelling on the people. And there were kids, there were women, there were families, and the police was just throwing shells at them. They were shelling them, hoping that people would get scared, they would disperse, panic would ensue, and we could create. And they deliberately started assaulting people as well. And obviously, they wanted skirmishes to occur. They wanted a brawl to occur. They wanted to have some fist fight going on so that they could, say that, oh, look, this is why we can never allow rallies now. We're going to completely ban rallies because there's chaos that ensues and this and that. So, but everybody knows that they did it deliberately, as always. It's always them. It's always the government. It's always the army. It's always them that do such things. The people have always rallied in peace, and that is a fact. The one thing that the government could not control, I mean, this is why they were shitting their pants doing all these sorts of, antics, is because when you reach Islamabad, that is the capital of the country. Whenever there's a protest in the capital of any country, then the international media has no choice but to cover it. So despite the fact that they tried to control everything, they could not control both the local media and the international media. And obviously, they cannot control the international media in any case. But the main point was that the international media was supposed to pick the news up, and they did. So the government's efforts failed miserably despite everything and anything. It doesn't matter how the international media tries to show it. That doesn't matter. What matters is that it has come out. And also, I like the fact that people are now more and more aware and open to the fact that, look, America has been, trying to control, it has tried to control trade. It has tried to ban other countries that have been, much more advanced and technology and all. We're speaking about China here. Remember the Huawei scandal, which everybody knows. The Europeans were really, really pissed off when their government was pressurized by the American establishment to renege from the deal that they made with Huawei. And so there in Europe, actually, many people don't even use Americanized versions of Androids. They don't use Google Play and stuff like that, and they don't give a damn about it. It's most of us. It's countries like ours that depend on the Google thing. But again, it's just, I say depend, but really depend is too big a word, because as we know, in countries like ours, again, we have people who know how to make do and get all the apps that you need and all the services that you need without Google Play. And obviously, Huawei was huge, even, and it still is actually in Pakistan. It's huge. People have always preferred to use that. But the one problem is, as I said, because people of our country are mostly concerned with Google Suite just for one reason, is that the apps in Google Play or Google Suite are the apps that they need in order to communicate with people in the Western world who are their relatives in Europe and in America. And by Europe, even I don't mean Europe, mainly it's, England, UK, and America. So, and Canada and stuff. And just because of that, because America screwing with Huawei and not allowing Google to contract with Huawei or give its services to Huawei, and to try to limit. So basically, we can see that America and Britain have constantly tried to restrict and limit other countries. This is something I've been talking about for a very long time, and I'm glad to see that now more and more people are talking about how American establishment and the British establishment have tried to control any country that tries to advance or that is already very much advanced. Because let me tell you one thing, technology wise, America and Europe are way, way, way at the back. They are nowhere near the front, or they're not front runners. They're not in the forefront of anything when it comes to technology. And we're talking about basically IT is related technology, communications related technology. China has always been very advanced, and then you've got Russia that has its own advances. You've got Korea, you've got Japan. They are way more advanced than Europe, the whole of Europe, Canada, Australia, America put together. In fact, the region, if there is any other region that shares in the advancement of the technological advancement, that's the Middle Eastern countries, because they're the richest countries ever, and everything that is the best of the best, they trade on that. And these are the one countries where, although America has always tried to control them on a political front, but when it comes to trade, when it comes to trading technology, America could never control the Middle East. So the Middle East has always had the best of everything, including the latest of everything, especially technology, because that is the one thing in which America cannot control them. But America controls Europe to a large extent, and America and Britain. America and Britain, they work together and they have to collaborate, and in which they restrict their people, and then they restrict our countries too. They try to restrict our countries from gaining that technological strength. So that is why they have been constantly having a problem with Pakistan-Chinese relationships again, because China and Pakistan have always had very close relationships. And as we can see in these recent couple of years, America has worked its ass off, and it has placed these minions just to damage that very relationship that we were having with China and Russia, which is not easy. I mean, they have spent almost a century trying to do that, and they've always failed. But this time, they've almost succeeded in damaging our relationships. But again, China is not very easily manipulated, and neither is Russia. India is an idiot, as I said, so India always gets manipulated. But Pakistan right now is now at the brink, it's right at the brink where they know that they have no choice but to bow down, because there's only two ways: either they bow down and bow out, okay, or they plunge on ahead to their own demise. That is the fate right now, and that is exactly where they're standing, the American minions that are sitting on top of us. And because America keeps on pushing them, and America's not letting them to have a way to a way out, or a way to take a U-turn, so they just keep on blindly, and they're going to end up the same way as Hasina Wajid did, because Hasina Wajid was also not moving. Her sister literally had to slap her into consciousness to kick her out. And the same has to happen here, because Maryam Nawaz and her family and Zardari and all, they're not, and Asim Munir, they're not moving, right? So the people in the army, the people in the government, they're not moving. So we will need to give them a rude awakening. And, they'll be extremely lucky if we give them that rude awakening and a way out, if we slap them to consciousness and tell them to get lost. because otherwise the only other way then left for them is death. Death at the hands of the people of Pakistan. There's no other way. They need to be killed in any case. The truth is, as I said, the people now who have come out for the rally, I think next now they need to go, and we need to turn towards these people, and we need to surround them. We need to drag them out. We need to punish them. We need to make an example out of them for all the people in and out of the country, so that in the future nobody would dare ever try to betray us the way these people have been doing for decades. We need to make an example out of them. So that is where I'll always stand. That is where I stood before. That's where I'll always stand. And I think it's about time Imran Khan, sitting there in jail as he meditates, I'm sure he must have realized that there is no other way to deal with them. If you want permanent peace in Pakistan, and if you need to cut, you need to really nip it right off in the bud. Okay, otherwise, I'm sorry, but this is going to be a never-ending vicious cycle. So yes, the Jalsa, despite all of that, was a huge success. It went through, despite what the police did, despite what the government did, despite all the antics. And it was a huge success. The international media may have thought that, they could sort of hide the fact that this was a huge, massive rally, thinking that it might, they can just blindside it or whatever. Or maybe they were stupid enough to think that that's not important, but it is important. It's not just the fact that we finally had this rally that was delayed so many times, but the fact that the people gathered from all over the country, united as one. Because listen, this is a fact. Everybody's always trying to divide the people, but notice that under the banner of Imran Khan, it doesn't matter if you're Balochi or Pathan or, Punjabi or Sindhi or Kashmiri or, from Gilgit-Baltistan. It doesn't matter. They're all one. Everybody's one under the banner of Imran Khan. That is where everybody is just on one page, and everybody is literally joined to the hip. So that in itself says everything, if anything at all. I mean, it says everything about everything, that everybody else is always out to divide the people, and Imran Khan is the one joining factor that keeps everybody united. And this Jalsa proves it. And that is what the international media, should focus on. Or maybe that is what they thought maybe they were doing. I don't know. But anyway, this is the real focus, that the amount of people is important here, because you see it through the amount of people gathered that the whole of Pakistan is united on one front, and that is under the banner of Imran Khan. So America and Britain, trying to control everything, trying to control trade, trying to restrict technology, trying to, the funny thing is how I would say how the Americans are so idiotic that anything and everything Chinese, as soon as, how is it that no American has ever questioned the government? That why is it that anything and everything Chinese turns into this, espionage story? It turns into a spy novel. Oh, don't use Shein, Oh, they're probably stealing your secret identities. They're stealing your whatever it is that the Americans need to. Seriously, do the Americans have anything on them that is worth stealing? What is Shein going to do? Stealing their addresses. Or their cars. Oh, they're stealing your information. That way they can spy on you. Yeah, your own government is spying on you. Thank you very much. Have you forgotten the NSA? Have you forgotten the whole 9/11 charade by Bush? Come on. In fact, America is spying not just on its own people, it's spying on people all over the world, and it's illegal, and they're doing it. And they did the whole 9/11 false flag operation just to do that, because people were against Bush. They were against the establishment wanting to put people under surveillance. So yeah, don't I mean, how stupid are you seriously to actually believe your government that, oh, don't use this app, this Chinese shopping app, they're stealing your information and they'll spy on you, and don't use this app, and don't use Huawei, and don't use Chinese technology, and China is stealing technology from America. Seriously, let me remind you again, America and Europe, they are literally like the third world countries when it comes to technology. They're like villages. Okay, they're literally villages. The technology in Japan, in Korea, in China, even in the Middle East, it is way beyond, way more advanced than the technology found in Europe and America. Let's be very honest, in Canada and Australia. They're like bloody freaking villages when it comes to the IT sector, okay? Let's just face it. Yeah, let's just face it. So, if somebody says that the Americans are trying to steal from China, yes, one can understand. Where even if it's from, solar system to electric cars to, the whole anything. I mean, I don't care. Even if it's robotics, if it's genetics, if you say that somebody's stealing from China or from Japan, okay, that's actually more believable than you telling your people that China is stealing, from you. Yeah, right. So that's why I always say, that the American and the British people are so easily manipulated because they're already brainwashed. They think that they are free. They think that they are mentally, independent, and that But no, every single thing about your country and your government screams brainwash. So while you sit and think about that, let me sign out. Khuda Hafiz.